who feel their freedom of speech is being denied along the waterfront.
So the port actually voted to increase the number of free speech spaces, but the performers say you can't limit the First Amendment to a designated spot on the sidewalk. KUSI's Dan Plant joins us live from the waterfront, and he's got reaction to all of this. Hey, Dan.
Hello there. Yes, I actually attended the meeting, went inside and listened to the debate. It's been the first time since I've been inside a building like that in a while. But nonetheless, it was very interesting. The Port of San Diego essentially keeping the rules the way they are when it comes to enforcement and fines and things like that. But yes, creating a couple of more spaces for the creative people, the artists, the musicians, and those folks, which means they take it away from the commercial operators, which are closing down right now. But that wasn't good enough for the free speech advocates who say, you can't put us in a little box. This is free speech. This is America. This is the First Amendment. I can say anything I want, anywhere I want. Well, the Port of San Diego had to lay down the law, and they kept these spaces the way they are. So take a look at the reaction of what happened earlier today.
The days of illegal vendors taking over the streets of San Diego are finally behind us, but that doesn't mean the issue is settled. Far from it. Here along the Port of San Diego, the rules for legal vendors are evolving. For one thing, a little more space for the street performers and a little less for the commercial vendors.
We're actually taking 5 spaces and converting them from commercial vendor activity to expressive activity.
When it comes to street corner entertainers and commercial vendors, there is a competition for space. The way it stands now, each group gets designated spots out here, some for commercial and some for the performers. As a First Amendment issue, the performers have a problem with limiting their freedom of expression to a box on a sidewalk.
We have asked them to remove the free speech zones and let us just busk or be in free, express our free speech wherever anyone else is allowed to. And the port didn't see that, there was a problem with their enforcement or the way they treat us.
During today's meeting at the Port of San Diego, commissioners got an earful from the street performers and the fines that they've been handed along the port.
I'm a victim of a broken system that doesn't give me rights, that takes them away from me. And if I don't abide by them, I'm a criminal. And I'm not a criminal, I'm an artist. I'm a citizen, I'm a performer, and I'm a part of the city.
Like I said, I've been playing throughout the city and the county since 1973. And I've never gotten one ticket for it until I played down at the port. And I can't, I'm on a fixed income. I can't afford no $750. For trying to bring joy to another human being.
In the end, the commissioners left the fines where they are and added a few more spaces for creative activities along the port. They believe this is the only way to prevent another free-for-all like we saw before.
Look, I certainly, for the expressive people that expressed themselves here today, I certainly empathize with the fact that some of you have tickets, and I would just say that you need to follow the rules that the port has put in place, and then you won't get a ticket.
All righty. Obviously, when you're talking about the First Amendment, that is still a major gray area, but the Port of San Diego trying to manage the space that they have down here, giving a certain amount to the commercial vendors and a certain amount to the creative people. And as I said, the creative people picked up several spaces today, but they don't need a little box, as you heard. They need to express themselves wherever and whenever they want. So that's the way it stands right now, you guys. The first 2 encounters, I guess, if you're doing something wrong, you're going to get a warning. And on the 3rd encounter, you're going to get a ticket for $250. And the tickets go up from there. So the rules have been enacted once again. They were voted on earlier today. And it looks like they're going to go into effect and continue to enforce whatever it is that's happening down here when it comes to the vendors. So that's what's happening down here at the beautiful Port of San Diego as the moon is rising, the cruise ships are coming in, the music is playing. By the way, I hear music right now, live music right down here. There it is, live music. Just adds to your life, doesn't it?
It does. It does
so
indeed.
Beautiful out there. Yeah. Go stroll on the Embarcadero, Dan.
It's beautiful. I heard they have a restaurant called the Brigantine as well. All right, Dan. Thank you, buddy. Dan.
Well, over the last several years, many of the downtowns in California's cities have lost so many